So a couple of weeks ago, I received a comment asking if I could do a tutorial on how to create a bridge. My answer, of course, was yes. The bridge is my favorite part of any song. Plus, folks seem to like my bridges here on this channel, which always puts a smile on my face. But anyways, of course, there's no one way to write a bridge. In this video, I'm going to kind of give you more of a framework to give you the things to think about when it comes to writing your own R&B bridges. But before we begin, what even is a bridge? Well, it's essentially the third verse of a song that often lyrically delivers some sort of resolution, revelation, summation, or declaration, as I like to think of it. And the music, what we're talking about here today, often reflects this. And it usually does this with a distinct shift musically, harmonically, away from what has already been established in the verse and chorus. And this is why some people struggle to write them or are too lazy to, because after two verses they're already tapped out, they don't want to write anymore. And of course you've got playlisting as well, which is kind of cultivated shorter songs, which I'm not really a fan of. Justin Timberlake, Rock Your Body is a great song to illustrate what I want to illustrate here today. Although it's quite interesting harmonically, but we're not really going to get into the theory in this lesson. It's more so the things I want you to think about when writing R&B bridges. However, I am thinking of doing a full series on this where I break down popular R&B and pop bridges to kind of look at the mechanics and see what's happening. So if that's something that interests you, be sure to comment building bridges down below, and also like this video to let me know this is what you're into. The framework breaks a bridge down into three distinct sections: beginning, middle, and end. The beginning section of a bridge needs to tell the listener that we've arrived at the bridge. With this framework, this is easily achieved by starting our bridge chord progression on a new chord. A chord that is different to the first chord of the verse and the chorus, or even pre-chorus if there is one. Take our example, which goes like this in the verse and chorus. Rock Your Body's verse and chorus both start on an F over G chord, followed by a G over A and an E minor chord. This is what the listener is used to hearing throughout the song. So when we switch it up on them and we start a new 8 bars with a new chord, immediately that signals, okay, we're at the bridge. In this case, we move to a 3 chord in a B minor 7 sharp 5. This is our entry to the bridge. And of course we can do things at the end of our chorus to smooth that transition, with leading notes on a bass for example, or passing chords. Now that we're on the bridge, or in the bridge, what we do next is a little less important. That is to say, you can do what you want here. But many of my favorite bridges, and with this framework, we're introducing an entirely new chord progression for our bridge. One not heard anywhere else in the song. And that's what makes it special. In Rock Your Body, we largely have the same rhythm that was established in the verse and chorus, but obviously with different chords, and we've actually squeezed in a few chords. So the start of this chord progression begins with that strong shift to a new chord, which we spoke about for the beginning section. But from there, what you write here is up to you. But again, make sure it's something new. Rock Your Body moves from the 3 chord to the 4, 5, 6, and 2. It goes something like this. On the second time around, we end on a flat 7. And it repeats one more time before preparing us for the end. That's the last section of this framework. How we leave the bridge. How we set ourselves up for the last chorus or the breakdown. And there's many ways to do this, but if anything, the exit of a bridge is usually very clear and obvious. This can often be achieved by throwing in a tension chord that tells the listener, okay, the bridge is coming to an end. And it also serves the song lyrically as it's often the climax, the final say, the final argument or whatever, the final thing that the lyricist wants to put out there. And this is often achieved through the introduction of a new chord, a chord that causes tension. a chord that you don't expect to hear, and so it really stands out. For the sake of this framework, we'll call this chord a tension chord, and Rock Your Body utilizes this as well. Let's have a listen, and I'll play the full bridge this time so you can hear it in its full effect, and then we'll break it down. What we just did there was play a minor 4 chord, a C minor 7 specifically, instead of the major 4 chord, C major. So instead of our major 7 that we've been used to all of this time, we moved to a minor 7. And that is like, whoa. That's the kind of chord that makes you kind of tilt your head to the side and mean mug, because it's tension. It's creating tension. So this move to minor instead of major makes this chord really stand out and makes us pay attention. But it also contains notes from outside of the key of the song, which causes tension. Tension that needs to be released and resolved. We're also holding it for 4 beats for maximum effect, so we're drawing it out. And this feeling creates a marker and mental note that the bridge is coming to an end. It makes it very clear and obvious that the bridge is coming to an end, let me add. And it also creates that climax for the singer. And so we have all of this tension that needs to be resolved, which the song does by resolving on the 5 chord. And the 5 chord naturally wants to resolve back to the 1, the chord we start with in our chorus and in our verse, which creates this beautiful transition back. Although this song does go into a musical breakdown, you hear the 1 on the bass, that G note playing out in the breakdown. So yeah, if you found that helpful, be sure to let me know by comment down below as well. And like I said, if you're interested in learning how other R&B bridges have been put together, comment building bridges down below and like the video to let me know. If you want to see how I've written some of my bridges, check out this playlist over here. And if you liked the slash chords used in this chord progression, then check out this one from Her. I've been Stefan, and as always, happy beat making.